What's going on, wrestling fans? What's going on, Atlanta independent wrestling fans? Drew Dickinson here with an Wrestling Down Here one-on-one exclusive. It's the first ever. This is where I think RDH will have our video on demand, if you will, where you can go to the YouTube channel, watch the video as opposed to just listening to John and I. So the first ever Wrestling Down Here one-on-one exclusive, our very own Deep South Wrestling favorite, former Deep South Wrestling champion. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to RDH. As I bring him in, here comes the one and the only Skrilla the Great. Skrilla, dude, I know it's late and I know that just rhymed. I can't believe that's real. Dude, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. You've been back a few months. As I say back, you've been back in Deep South Wrestling a few months, and we haven't had a chance to catch up. It is my pleasure to have you here on the show this evening. What you been up to today, brother?
Working more work, bro. You already know what time it is, man.
I hear you. I hear
When
you.
comeback consists of clocking in overtime. So yeah, that's what we're doing.
Cool, cool, cool. Now, have you made your way back up to the Metro Atlanta area, or are you still on the
Absolutely.
other side of town?
Oh yeah, I'm back.
All right, that's good. That's good. That's good. All right, so I'm not going to set you up like told you before. Thank you for coming on, and it's going to be short, sweet, to the point. If you don't want to talk about it, you just tell me. So I'm going to get right to it. We're not even gonna not going to skip a beat. December 2024.
Right.
There was a scheduled date with Deep South Wrestling between you and now WWE NXT superstar, I almost said Skrilla the Great, Zilla Fatu. Now, we all know things happen. We all
Right.
know life gets in the way a lot of times. And again, I don't want you to talk about something you're not comfortable talking about. But listen, this is what this show is for. This is what I made this brand for. There's no secrets here. We're not yelling at anybody. We're not making fun of anybody. We're not talking shit. We're just talking the truth here. Facts on Wrestling Done here. And is there anything that you want to talk about specifically about that day, that night in particular, or you want to keep it short and sweet?
I mean, I can say a lot about that date. Um, but it's a lot of things that happened up until that date that just made me question the whole situation that I ain't really gonna dig into
Okay.
today. At the end of the day, I just wasn't big enough for him to feel like it was something worthy of him to entertain. Um, and I went balls to the wall with it, as I do everything, whether it's Joe Blow on the side of the road or Zillify too. I make sure I bring it to the table all the time. Um, and he didn't feel the same way, whether he was injured or not. Um, so he chose to not show up, and I took my ball and went home because I just felt disrespected. And I know I did a disservice to my fans and my circle. But sometimes you gotta make tough decisions, and I felt like I made the right one for myself. Um, and today I'm still living with the decision, but I'm content with it, and I'm prepared for whatever it brings, so I can show everybody why I did it. You know what I mean? So
For sure. For sure. And for context, I'm not sure if you guys caught what he said. The scheduled date, December 15th, 2024, at New Realm Brewing, Zilla Fatu was supposed to step into Deep South Wrestling to challenge Skrilla the Great. Day of the show, we find out Zilla, he decided not to show up.
hmm
So Skrilla, emotionally charged, made a decision to where he just said himself, you know, you felt like it was the right thing for you, the right choice for you to make at that time. Now we fast forward 2026, because what happened in between there, Skrilla, I don't want to say is irrelevant for you, but it's irrelevant. It's irrelevant to our story that we're trying to tell right now. Is that cool with you?
Well, I
Or
mean,
is
there
there anything that you have to add in between, you know, April, May of 2026 until, or from December of 2024 until May of 2026?
there's really nothing to add. When I shut down the shop for Deep South, I shut down the shop for everything. I mean, you could check my track record, and I just, I don't know. I just took a step back. I was, it made me feel less of a man. Especially just coming off the match with Lexus King. I'm like, what's his deal? Like, how don't you see that I am a worthy competitor for you to do everything as a businessman to step up and do your job? So it just made me question a lot of things. I didn't know who to trust, et cetera, et cetera. So like I said, I just closed down shop and I took a lot of time to myself and to figure out a lot of things, and it was just time to come back and show people that I'm all for this. I give 150%, not even 110. Like I give way more than I should, and I lose a lot more because I give way more. Um, but I'm still here to continue to do that, and I just want people to know that things happen, and you get heat for it. But I mean, okay, that's what happens when you're a star, bro. You deal with the stuff that comes, and you bite the bullets, and you keep going. That's just what it is.
You mentioned Lexus King, who I was there that night. I was at the commentary table.
Yeah,
What an absolute pro. And
absolutely.
and again, and this is no like dig to Zilla because I don't know Zilla. All I know is that he didn't just no show for you. You fast forward to about a month, a year and a half later, maybe less than that. He no showed for another Deep South roster member. So it's it's almost a tail of the tape with Zilla Fatu.
And
And again, that's no disrespect or shade. That's just facts.
right, and not to cut you off, but
You're fine.
I'm like on the back end of that situation, I was like, I'm glad it happened, but so people can see that it wasn't necessarily me just like being like, okay, I'm not doing this because of that. It's just I wanted to see how much of a fraud that he was, even though he has the name behind him. You still supposed to do business, bro. And I took it as real disrespect, especially being that I've known him for at this time I had known him for almost a year at that point, and all everything had been pretty good, as far as just learning from him and Booker T and stuff like that. So, when it came up to the time for us to square off, it's just crazy that he backed out like that.
You're
So
talking about the time that you were invited down to Texas to participate in Reality of Wrestling. That's where you met Zilla backstage, correct?
absolutely, I've had a part of my inner circle was also trying to make this match happen a little earlier than it did. Once he first jumped out in the Indies. So we had already had some connection, but I had finally met him in Texas. So yeah, bro, it's just crazy. But we moving on. We're not gonna eat sour grapes.
No.
We're gonna keep going. And anybody that has a problem with my choices, then I'll address it when I need to.
And from what I hear, you've had no problem doing, and I don't think there's been any sort of malice in the locker room when it comes to people who have any sort of bad words to say. I know that we've spoken about a few individuals who have expressed their not hate or dislike of you, maybe more dislike of the decision you made, maybe just because they don't understand. Maybe it's different being in a certain position than it is in being in another position. So let's leave the negative. Let's leave the negative right here. Not that it was
Well,
negative. It's just part of the story. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll say this. A friend of mine, when we had a conversation about it, he was like, it was kind of that moment, like when Stone Cold kind of just was like this just doesn't even make sense to me. So I'm just gonna
Yeah.
take my. I'm not Stone Cold. However, I was just as loyal.
You might have been the Stone Cold of Deep South as far as superstardom at that time. So
I was about to say I'm just as loyal to the company, and for some guy that everybody's jumping on his bandwagon because of his last name, and he's gone on podcasts saying if Deep South ever needs me, I got their back, and you never show up for them. But the guy that is there 24/7, 365, everybody turns their back on the guy that's always there, but you're not mad at the guy that acted like he was about us.
you're
Yeah,
acting upset at the guy who made a choice to show up for a run-in, but
yeah,
not a scheduled match.
absolutely.
But
So
it's all on you, right?
yeah,
And listen. I'm going to put it all on the table. We have buried the hatchet. A long time ago.
absolutely.
We I made comments about my dissatisfaction for how you handled it.
Right.
Squashed it. I understood. You understood me. And it seems and appears that there are more people who are being understandable and welcoming back with open arms that I've seen because we put on some hella freaking shows since you've been back.
And incredible. And the biggest person that you're like, not to pull the cover or anything, but you're the second to the first one, and just having to talk to Nick about everything because it hurt him to his heart. You know what I mean? And I felt like he probably wasn't gonna welcome me back, but he understood the game and he understands the business more than any of us.
Time heals all, especially in this wrestling business.
Time heals all, and to me, I felt like I did it more professional than most guys would have. I feel like we would have all fell out if I did it the way I wanted to. But I chose to take the latter and do it a little differently. And I was like, okay, well, I'll just take what comes with it. But now we're in the Rebel Vengeance era. Um, this is why the Rebel Vengeance era is happening. It's bittersweet, but I'm glad it happened. You know what
All
I mean?
right. So you started it. I'm going to pick it up there. So we had the Deep South fallout in December of 2024.
Yes.
Fast forward to the latter portion of 2025, kind of a management managemental turn in
Hmm.
the company. For inside baseball terms, somebody else has the book now, and we'll just keep it at that.
Absolutely.
Um, and it's been, and I
For
think I
that,
speak for a lot of the locker room. It's been a brand new Deep South wrestling for about almost 2 years now, and one that I think has felt more inclusive, more like a home than it's ever been. And that's where I want to continue with what you brought up, the Rebel Vengeance era. Now, when me personally, and I think I can again speak for some folks out there in the wrestling world, it seems like you're upset about something. Is Rebel Vengeance? Are you on a mission to prove something, or are you on a mission because you're upset about something? Clear the air with Rebel Vengeance.
it's both.
Okay.
It's both. I have. I feel like the something to prove thing has nothing to do with anybody but myself. You feel me? I think that's the major piece. Is I'm rebellion on how I handled things in the past and how I did things in the past. Like this is me fighting the old me now. So it's not all about Rebel Vengeance is not all of just about okay, getting everything back that was taken from me, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. It's me versus me as well. Um, as far as being mad, I'm yeah, I'm pissed at Georgia wrestling. It just as much as like I said, I give 150 to this thing that we call Georgia wrestling. I laid my body on the line for Georgia wrestling for so long, and for everybody just to continue to act like I don't exist, and as much history as I created during that time. I mean, not only Lexus King, I was wrestling Kobe Carino and getting ready to wrestle Zilla Fatu. Like, I'm wrestling second generation guys and bringing them to Georgia to create a bigger eagle eye, if you will, for the state, not only just for what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I'm a definitely a big hand in that. So I'm not mad that I'm not spoken of. I'm just mad that I'm ignored, and that's very irritating because I don't ignore anything. I acknowledge everything that goes on in Georgia wrestling, and I think it's becoming somewhat of a pattern. Um, if you're not one of the chosen guys, they don't really shed light on you, or there's certain things. It's just very annoying. So that's what Rebel Vengeance is all about. I mean, I will say that things are kind of trying to turn the tide, if you will. Larry Goodman, gave out a good review for once in his life.
Listen
First,
to you.
great, and said that was the best match he's ever seen of Skrilla the Great recently or whatever. But I'm not going to again. I'm not going to eat sour grapes. I'm going to appreciate the what we're moving forward into doing. I haven't forgot, but I do appreciate the nod from the old head. You know what I'm saying? So we moving forward. That's what Rebel Vengeance is all about. I'm not here to cut nobody's heads off, but I'll put the sword to your throat to let you know I will.
Skrilla the Great has his foot on the gas pedal going through his Rebel Vengeance era. And unfortunately, for one person, he got caught right in the middle of it. And we'll get right into it. You came back, I believe it was May, New Realm Brewing.
Yeah.
And this is one thing I love about this business when things happen that nobody, that maybe a short amount of people would know, are surprises.
Yeah.
And no bigger surprises are when someone who's been gone for as long as someone like you has returns,
Hmm.
especially out of nowhere. I was calling the match, and I believe it was Alex Kane versus August Artois. Out of nowhere, I don't know, dude. You came through the crowd. You quite literally pulled up right outside the picnic tables,
Yeah.
walked right in, timed it perfectly, and sent Alex Kane on a squirrel ride. Fast forward to present time, which is August 25th, damn near September, and you
Hmm.
two still have not finished what you started.
Absolutely. And the funny part is, I had the conversation with Nick. Like he was like, "All right, we'll figure out how to get you going." I said, "No, I'm going back when I feel like it." And like I said, it's just the. I mean, if you look at it now, it's the right place at the wrong time. But I mean, that's the guy that was in there. Like I said, if August was up right then, he would have got it. But Alex was there. It was just the right time. Not saying that me and Alex don't
It's
have
pretty ballsy, Skrilla.
It's very ballsy, you know. Not saying that me and Alex don't have history. So when I saw him up, I was like, oh yeah, okay, well, here you are. Boom, take you out. And I met him a long time ago, and he was one of those young cats that just had it and knew what to do. But I felt like they gave him so much so fast that he hasn't been humbled yet. And
Hmm.
so I felt like, this is why it happened like this. It could have been August. August needs to be humble too, but it just wasn't his time yet. He's going to get his time too. But
Okay.
Kane definitely has seen it all. He's been MLW world champion.
Thank you for saying that.
He's done it all. He they did a show in Georgia and in Atlanta at Center Stage, and Mark Henry and Teddy Long gave him the nod. I was literally backstage through that whole thing and watched this man be crowned King of Georgia the same year that I was crowned Wrestler of the Year. So,
How'd that make you feel?
you know,
Is it all coming full circle in 2026? That moment
I,
right there?
I just knew it was we're both very credible guys.
Hmm.
However, he just has a little more leeway than me. And this is where the problem is. I mean, yeah, you were crowned king, but I mean, Teddy's been there. Teddy was there when I won the title, you know.
He was. He was.
So it's not a competition of who's the king of Georgia. It's more so like, um, my guy, I see you, but don't act like you don't see me. Don't follow the trend of ignoring me, or I'll cut your throat off, bro. It's just what it is. I'm the king. You're the king. I carry my sword all the time. You wanna keep throwing punches and stuff like that? Okay, well, the Skrill ride is full of cuts, bro. So
Speaking of throwing punches, Skrilla, um, we were preparing for our hour as in Deep South Wrestling, our first ever women's invitational, which went off incredible. Shout out to the ladies who came through and
Ooh,
supported Deep South Wrestling, whether you were from Augusta, freaking TNA Impact knockout
Florida.
superstar coming in, who will be in the freaking cage this weekend
Hmm.
for TNA. I believe they're bringing back the Lethal Lockdown. So that's really cool.
That's amazing.
But we couldn't even get it started properly because you and Alex Kane, as I said before, still have business that needed to be settled. Look, dude, I was in the back looking fine, ready to make my entrance, looking at myself in my phone, making sure everything was good to go. And out of nowhere, you and Alex Kane just come busting through the damn curtain, beating the hell out of each other. No one was even at the commentary table. Production staff came in the back to get me to say at least pick up the damn microphone to let the crowd know who doesn't know what the hell's going on. You guys had a pull apart brawl for about 10 minutes before the damn show even started.
Well, like you said, bro, it was very ballsy. And like I said, this man has been world champion. He's faced Cruel. He's faced Jacob Fatu. He's done it all, bro.
Yeah.
So he's TTG, then that means he's trained to go. And I pulled up. He was waiting on me, bro. And
Dang.
at the end of the day, every choice comes with a risk, and it comes with consequences. And I'm just reaping what I sow. But I'm not afraid. You see that. I mean, this goes back to the days of the backyard, bro. When I mean, you was there at Forest Park. Melvin Bell threw on the biggest thing in the world, but I mean, I stole that man's ice cream truck back in the backyard days, bro. I have never been afraid to call out the big fish and get ready to put them on the skillet, bro. So I commend them. I bring the fight, bro. That's what I want to see. I want to see why you are king of Georgia in MLW's eyes. I want to see why you were the world champion. And it's been a fun ride for me. And I could tell I'm in his head a little bit. That's part of Rebel Vengeance, bro.
Back to Rebel Vengeance. I see. Well, listen, dude, you guys got a reward for your pull apart brawl last month. Hell, last month, earlier this month.
Yeah.
Jeez. The August has been so freaking hot, literally and figuratively, for Deep South Wrestling. I can't even keep up with what
Uh,
we did this month, let alone 2 months ago. It's been so much. But, anyways, your reward for your troubles with the captain of the Boumaye Fight Club,
yeah.
Alex Kane, will be a date Sunday, September 13th, Monday Night Garage, 2 p.m. bell time. Skrilla the Great on one side, Alex Kane on the other. A war to settle the score, if it's even enough. You two will clash in a no disqualification matchup. Skrilla, you mentioned a few moments ago you were reminded and brought back to your backyard days.
Hmm.
Um, and I can hear that tone in your voice. Maybe you're getting a little bit too excited for September 13th, and it's only the 25th of August. Are you ready to bring that part of Skrilla the Great back into the fold? Or is there going to be a hardcore version of Rebel Vengeance that we don't even know exists yet?
The merger of the ambassador of violence and Rebel Vengeance is going to be something to see because that was my name in the backyard. And you can check my history, check the resume. There's a reason why they called me that. Not to sit on my titles or nothing like that, but I, I hope Alex has, continued to keep somewhat of the stamina that he's been using, because don't burn yourself out before we get to this no DQ match, bro. I'm telling you right now, he been doing a lot of beating me up after matches, starting shows, beating me, worried about towers and getting rolled up for a win. I mean, he burned himself out, bro. I just hope he gonna be ready on September 13th, bro.
There
That's all.
you hear it.
I can't confirm nor deny the things that I'm gonna bring to the table, whether it's part of the backyard wrestling or is it just Rebel Vengeance that's stepping up and show everybody that I don't need the backyard days, or you might just get both, and that's just gonna be terrifying, bro.
I don't even know what to say to that. I don't even know what to think. All I know is that I'm excited. I'm going to be ringside Sunday, September 13th, calling the no disqualification match between the captain of the Boomaye Fight Club, Alex Kane, and Rebel Vengeance
I,
himself, Skrilla the Great. What's up?
I know they call him the suplex assassin for a reason.
You told me you might get dumped in your head a few times, but you're unsure if that's going to phase you or not.
I ain't John Cena though.
Oh shit. Okay. Touche. Enough said. Enough said. Well, we spoke about the uncomfortable December 2024. We spoke about Rebel Vengeance. We spoke about Alex Kane.
Yeah,
What have we not spoke about that you can let us know here at RDH? What's in store for the future of Skrilla the Great?
man. From the words of one of the greats, the only thing's for sure about Skrilla is nothing's for sure.
Whew.
However, there's been so much going on. Not to not to push Deep South to the side, but you were there. We were there together at the Viral Pro debut. That was a beautiful.
Yeah.
Um, that was a very nice outing, and they have invited me back.
Oh, good call. Is this breaking news? You
This
don't
is
have to tell me the date, but you've
this.
been invited back?
I've been invited back. So
Oh man, that's cool. Well, just to add on to that, October 10th, Trick or Trauma, Augusta, Georgia, Viral Pro Wrestling. You may or may not see the second match of Scroll the Great in Viral Pro. But you want to leave it at that?
who knows? I don't know.
Okay, okay.
Invited me
Enough
back.
said.
When?
See, the fun part about that is he was in I believe it was either a 5 or a 6 pack challenge,
I mean,
and he told me after the match that, man, that was just fun. And I believe that's what it's all about, right?
absolutely.
All right, man. Well, look, a little breaking news there from Skull the Great, returning to Viral Pro Wrestling. Ah, can't say that I hate that because I'll be there as well. What's up?
I also have September the 3rd, which is a Thursday, so I know a lot of people ain't gonna be able to move and shake like that. But I will also be in Tennessee, in Sparta, Tennessee, and we're doing the White County Fair, and Matt Riddle will be in the building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'll be facing Jordan Ferrari, and it'll determine whether I get a title shot or not. So, I'm doing a lot of things right now. The Platinum Classic is around the corner. Whoever wins that is number one contender for the Platinum Championship Wrestling.
That's
So,
something you have been very hard under the table, very quietly. You've had your eyes set on that championship for a few months now. You've come up short. Could we
yeah,
see something different in the future? Is that something you're really going to start putting
I
your
just
focus towards? Or is your focus on every championship in every promotion that you work for?
that's the thing. My focus wasn't on championships. It wasn't about titles. It was just about proving that Skrilla the Great can still go. He can still run with the young guys. He can still run with the vets. He can still do this thing. But now that I've shown that, gold always seems to follow Skrilla the Great. So I may or may not be gassing up to step on the pedal even hard and hit the nos and grab some titles on the way through, bro.
That's what you like to hear. That's what you like to see. Well, dude, I appreciate you stopping by. I know we both have I hate this term, but I'm going to say it. I know we both have shoot jobs. Can't even believe that I just said that, but um, I appreciate you coming on. This is, believe it or not, the first ever wrestling down here one-on-one experience. So great to catch up with you. First of many. First of many.
Absolutely.
So, real quick, one last time, anything you want to say to your fans before we get out of here?
Don't ever think I don't love this. Don't ever think I don't love you. Some things we all have to do for ourselves. That is the true definition of rebel vengeance. Rebel vengeance. This is not because it's all about me. Sometimes I have to be me to show everybody else how to love themselves.
My God, Wrestling World, Screw the Great growing up right in front of our eyes. I absolutely love it. There's no better way to end wrestling down here, Skrilla. Dude, I know it's late, like I said. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much from the bottom of my heart for jumping on here tonight. And I know that your fans, not just in Deep South Wrestling, but all over this beautiful country, that you travel many, many miles on.
Whew.
Really appreciate it. So go get some sleep. I know you deserve it. And I will see you very, very soon.
I love you, bro.
Love you too, brother.
All right, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, Skrilla the Great. Wow, wow, wow. How cool was that? Skrilla the Great jumping on wrestling down here for his first time, the first one-on-one sit-down exclusive. So great to catch up with him. Well, that's it. That was the run in. Skrill the Great coming in, say a few words for his fans and for wrestling down here. Thank you so much, folks, for listening. Thank you so much for watching wherever yous may be. It's me, Drewski, the mouth of Deep South, and I will talk to all of yous real, real soon. Drewski, ow.